And the notion that this isn't an act of war, I find ludicrous. This is a hot war. There are two nations, Israel and Iran, trading volleys of missiles every night, every day, and we're co-belligerent now in this war.
I mean, the vice president went on to say that they needed to act now because there was a narrow window, and if they waited, it could have been too late. And they needed to stop the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. Do you not share that concern?
No, I don't share that concern. But I have another concern, and that is that 3 bombings to neutralize Iran may turn out to be the 2025 version of 2 weeks to slow the spread. This could turn into a protracted, prolonged engagement, and I'm here to represent the base of the MAGA party that got Trump elected. Most of us were tired of the wars in the Middle East and Eastern Europe, and we were promised that we wouldn't be engaging in another one. Yet here we see this happening, and there's the president and the administration say, "Oh, we're done. We've had our little bombing, and now this is over." But what happens if this drags on between Israel and Tel Aviv gets pummeled by Iran? Is President Trump going to say we're going to sit by and not do anything in that instance? I'm leery of this given everything that's happened before.
You know, I shouldn't have to start this video with a little special message because we're all adults here. But apparently, I don't know what has happened over the last week that has gotten people to all of a sudden change their political beliefs, all of a sudden change their positions on everything. I don't know what is going on. Maybe there's something in the air. Maybe there's something in the water. But a lot of people are all of a sudden acting extremely sensitive. Even people on the right are starting to act like far leftist. They're getting really sensitive. Anyone that slightly disagrees with them, they're calling them pro-Iran. It's like when leftists say that people are Nazis. That's what the right is doing now. I don't know what is going on. So let me start this video out by coddling people like little children because they can't handle opinions. They can't handle the slightest bit of pushback or criticism. I don't know why. I thought we were better than this. But let me just say that I have supported Donald Trump since 2016. I have been vocal about my support even when everyone else was hiding their support. A lot of your favorite YouTubers will hide their political beliefs because they're scared of what people may think. I created an entire channel dedicated to basically boosting up Donald Trump during this latest election. And in doing that, I pushed away a lot of my subscribers, and I'm okay with that. I regret nothing. Because one thing that you can always rely on when you click on one of my videos is that you are going to get my unfiltered opinions unapologetically. I am not here with any sort of allegiance to any political party per se. I'm just going to tell you how I feel. My opinions are not bought and paid for by the White House. And yes, the White House is buying and paying for opinions. They did so under Joe Biden, and unfortunately, they're still doing so. That's why a lot of your favorite political influencers are all saying the exact same thing online right now. And I hope and pray that some of you all will be able to start to see through that. Because the mainstream media has been replaced by the independent media, and most of these people are far from independent, folks. I run my channel by myself, no help. I'm independent. I'm what independent really is. Okay? I created all of this and started all of this from a cell phone, and we're still rolling. But most independent media is bought and paid for now. They're not independent media. You cannot rely on them to tell you how they truly feel, but you can rely on me to do so regardless if you agree or not, and hopefully most of you all can respect that. But I had to start this video out with a little message to let people know I'm not a Trump basher. I'm not a Trump hater. I know a lot of people are. I make fun of people with TDS all the time. But with all of that being said, I cannot and will not support what Donald Trump just posted. Now, this doesn't mean I'm telling you, oh my God, Donald Trump's the worst guy in the world. This does not mean we should all stop supporting Donald Trump. But I cannot and will not support the attack on Iran, and I cannot and will not support what he just posted. You see, a little over a week ago, when I originally warned my subscribers that we were getting ready to attack Iran, a lot of people acted like I was crazy, like it was a big conspiracy. And I was telling people like, no, this is definitely happening, folks. It's kind of obvious. You could tell by our military movements, but people said, no, Trump would never do that. Trump said no new wars. Then 2 days later, Trump said, we're going to give it 2 weeks. And then everyone suddenly changed and said, oh, Trump was always about bombing Iran and Iran could never have nukes and all of this other stuff. They got their talking points from their favorite political influencers online. And yes, I'm aware that Trump has mentioned that Iran can't have nukes, but Iran having nukes has been something that has been on the table and has been talked about since before I was born. This isn't something new. If we needed to go bomb Fordo and bomb Iran, we could have did so under Biden. But no, they wanted to wait to do it under Trump because they wanted to undermine Trump. They wanted to make sure that Trump would not be the peacetime president that he promised he would be. So everyone that thinks, oh, I'm really behind Trump when he's doing this, in reality, you guys are falling for the psyop. You are falling for the okie doke. This is not just about war with Iran. It's about destroying Trump's voter base. And that's what's happening right now. Everyone is turning on each other because this is not what we were promised. But anyways, let's go further. I told everyone the attack is coming. People said I was a conspiracy theorist. Now the attack has happened. And the goalpost keeps getting pushed. People said, hey, it's a one-time thing. We just flew over there and dropped a couple of bombs. That's it. As if there's no consequences, as if there's not going to be any retaliation, as if nothing comes from just going and bombing the hell out of a foreign country. That's how naive and how narcissistic some people are. Some people are so self-centered that they think that we could just go bomb the hell out of another country and this, nothing ever happened. No, that's not how life ever has worked. I don't get where this mentality comes from. But everyone says, oh, it's just a one-time thing, right? After saying that this would not happen, after I told people this would happen and people said, oh, this is not going to happen, it happened. And now people are saying, well, it happened and now it's a good thing. They're sounding just like the left. But they say it's a good thing now because it was only a one-time strike. But I told you all, before the attack even happened, that this is about regime change. This is about much more than nukes. And now Trump has posted a bombshell on Truth Social. Here's what he had to say. It's not politically correct to use the term regime change. But if the current Iranian regime is unable to make Iran great again, why wouldn't there be a regime change? MIGA! MIGA! So MIGA has replaced MAGA. Just like that, it seems like MAGA is kind of out of the door, and MIGA is the new movement. And it sounds like a racial slur. But I guess this is the new movement. Really, it stands for Make Israel Great Again. But now they're trying to act like it means Make Iran Great Again. But here we are. I thought this was just a one-time thing. Now Trump is literally posting about regime change already. Now you add that to the fact that over here in America, we're selling this attack like it was the greatest attack ever. And listen, God bless our military. I pray for our military, and I'm especially going to be praying for them tonight because unfortunately they're about to be thrown into a whirlwind of events over the coming weeks, months, days. But we're selling this strike over there on Iran like, oh my God, it was so great. We completed our objective. Everything is destroyed. Nothing else to worry about. But literally, and I already reported this morning, on the Israeli television networks, they're on the news basically saying, hey, well, the bunker busters, we dropped 12. Like, all of the bunker busters wasn't enough. Fordo is not destroyed. Yes, some damage has been done, but Fordo is not destroyed. They're saying that the uranium has been moved, and that even if America joins the war and bombs Iran for 100 days straight, that still will not destroy the nuclear program. So what's next? If the bunker busters don't work, if dropping bombs is not the answer, then how are we going to take out their nuclear program, folks? It almost seems as if there's going to be other military actions necessary, which was always the case all along. But some people are easily fooled, so they think that you can totally topple a regime and control a country and wipe out a nuclear program by dropping a couple of bombs. So people have been sold a lie. And it's easier to fool people than it is to convince people that they've been fooled. But the American public is getting fooled into another war in the Middle East. And that's not a popular opinion amongst some of you all right now, maybe, but it's the truth. I'm not here to tell you what makes you feel better. I'm not here to tell you what everything that you agree with. I'm here to tell you the truth. And that is the truth. So help me God. And people can cry, they can yell, they can scream, they can rage out. You can turn on your friends and everyone who you know has had your back this entire time. It's not going to change the truth. And the truth is that we are at war with Iran. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. Foreign countries are making moves as well. There's a lot of threats being made. There's a lot of talk. I'm not sure how far that talk will go. But I know one thing, it does not end here. And if you don't take it from me, take it from Donald Trump, who's already talking about regime change, which is what Israel has been talking about to the Israelis on their media outlets this entire time. And speaking of Israeli media and Israeli officials, here is the real kicker. So in a previous video that I uploaded today, I mentioned what I just talked about a few moments ago, that Israeli military officials are basically saying all over Israeli state media that this attack did not destroy Fordo. It did not destroy the nuclear base. They claim the uranium has been moved, so the strikes were largely ineffective. They did not really do anything, and basically Israel still needs our further help. Now, when I reported this, people were saying, you got your facts wrong. We don't believe this. Oh, wait. Hold up. See, this is what people don't realize. They're hearing me report this news as if I just create this news and pull it out of my bunghole. No, folks, I'm reporting to you all information that is being provided. So the information about this attack not really being that effective, it's coming from the Israeli military. It's not coming from me. I am not the source of that information. So people are all like, no, you're lying, you're wrong. But when you say I'm lying, when you say I'm wrong, I don't take offense to that because this information didn't come from me. It came from the Israeli military. So that's how you set yourself up, because you don't do your own research. So you're admitting that you think the Israeli military is lying. Their information is wrong. Y'all think that the Israeli military is wrong when they say that these attacks did not work and did not destroy the nuclear program, right? So if you admit that Israel is capable of lying with this information, if you admit that you think that Israel is wrong with their intel, then why did you believe the Israeli intel that Iran was days away from a nuclear weapon? Folks, our U.S. intelligence officials said otherwise. Everyone that actually works for America said that was not the case. We have been investigating. They just had a big conference about this a couple of months ago. They said this was not the case. Our intelligence agencies, our officials said that Iran was not building a bomb. We attacked Iran based on Israeli intelligence, not U.S. intelligence. So when you say that Israel is wrong, they're lying about this, they're wrong about this, then obviously you could see where Israel could be lying about Iran having nukes, or Israel being wrong about Iran building nukes. So a lot of you think that you're insulting me when you say things in my comment section, but you're only exposing how little you all know. You're only exposing the fact that you're basically admitting that, wait, we carried out these strikes based on bad intel. Bad intel from the same people that are telling us these strikes were not effective. So that's how you back yourself into a corner, okay? Please understand that I don't get on these videos to spread a bunch of nonsense lies. I know what I'm doing here, so make sure when you come at me, you come correct. Come with actual counter talking points. Come with actual factual information, because when you come at me, you're really shooting a messenger here pretty often. But I just wanted to really get that out there, because I find it glorious. I find it hilarious that everyone's like, no, this is wrong. Why are you believing these lies? Why did y'all believe them when they said that Iran had nukes, but you don't believe them now? I'll just let that simmer. I'll let that simmer with you all. You think about that a little bit. Go ahead and drop your comments down below. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.